What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassidy and this is my planted paradise. In today's video, I just wanted to show you guys my entire cactus and succulent collection. I've been talking about doing this video for a while now, so I think I'm going to finally get it done for you guys today. So I hope you guys are excited and that you guys enjoy it. If you do, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. So I wanted to give you guys a quick overview of where my succulents and cacti are currently living during the winter. So yeah, we're here in my living room. I have these two shelves on either side of my TV, and that is where they're living. Here's these big guys that stay right there, and then we've got all these shelves that are full of different succulents and cacti. So then we go over here, and again we've got more shelves that are full. So that is where my succulents and cacti are currently living. These are just some full spectrum lighting off of Amazon. I can link them down below for you guys in case you're interested. But yeah, so let's go ahead and go through my entire succulent and cacti collection. Okay, so first for my succulent and cactus collection, I have a few that don't live in the living room right now. They just live in my plant room. So we're just gonna get those oddballs out of the way. So first, this is, you've seen it before, my variegated string of hearts that I love so dearly. She is growing so well, and she's starting to trail. And yeah, she has been just so easy to care for. So first one is just my variegated string of hearts, and I won't stay on it too long because I know I've talked about it a lot lately. The next one in my collection, this is my string of pearls. So I've had this guy for actually quite a while, probably a couple years now, and I have it just in a nursery pot down in this cute little alien planter. I think it's so cute. It's just like the alien's little hair. But yeah, this is just my regular old string of pearls. She's getting quite long and trailing, and I do just kind of flip the vines over back on the top and just have them kind of reroot down in there and continue to grow. That's how I keep it staying relatively full up top. So yeah, I really like this guy. He's super easy. He actually needs a water right about now, it's looking like, because the pearls are looking a little bit deflated. So that's kind of how you know to water these guys, is when the pearls start to look like they're deflating a little bit. You'll just give them a little bit of water and they're usually good to go. So that is my, I forgot the name. That is my string of pearls, and I love it in this planter. I think it's just absolutely perfect. Okay, so my last little oddball, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. This guy I just got fairly recently from J&J Cactus and Succulents here in Oklahoma. So I don't have, my cat is trying to play with it. I don't have a ton of knowledge on this yet, but I'm really excited about it. It almost looks like a Rhipsalis species, but it is a Pelargonium tetragonum. So yeah, that's what this guy is. I really don't know a lot about it, but I really love how it grows. It's so weird. And then it also puts out these leaves every so often. So yeah, I don't know enough about this to give you any care recommendations or anything, but I'm really excited about it, and I'm excited to get it outside and watch it grow this summer. I feel like this is one that's just gonna go pretty crazy. So yeah, that is my, let's read it again, my Pelargonium tetragonum. He's really cool. It really looks like a Rhipsalis to me. And I love like this right here. It looks like a zigzag. Zazie is just trying to attack this. Alright, now we're getting into the more bulk of my collection, and you'll notice I have a trend for most of them. I think there's just one more, or actually there's two, but I'm not going to show you one of them because it's a duplicate for this guy. But a trend for all of my succulents and cacti is to keep them in nice terracotta pots and to top dress them with some white rocks or stones. So I just really like the look of it. I think it complements really well together. So that is what I like to do with my succulents and cactus. But anyways, this guy is my Euphorbia cultivar chocolate drop. So when I got it, it was about this tall. You can see kind of the notches where it notches in. That's about how tall it was when I got it, and now it has grown all of this for me. Just this past summer is when it grew. So yeah, I actually have two of these, but the other one's not as big and they look the same, so I didn't figure I needed to get them both out for you guys. But if you look, it's called chocolate drop, I believe, because the spines kind of look like little chocolate drops. So yeah, I really like Euphorbia and I really enjoy having them in my collection. And this guy has been super easy for me. So he actually was not rooted when I got it, so I just went ahead and put it in a pot and watered it. Probably, I kept it fairly moist, at least on the top, and it rooted up just fine and started growing for me. So that is my Euphorbia cultivar chocolate drop. He's got some spider webs in him and he's kind of dirty, but this next guy we have is another Euphorbia. This is my Euphorbia Trigona rubra, or I also have seen it called an African milk tree. So it's got some leaves that are dying off. That's fairly normal for it, but this guy, when I got him, I believe it was, you can see again this notch right here. That's what it looked like when I first got it, and this last summer it grew all the rest of this for me, and it has started to put out another branch over here. So yeah, I love the coloring that this guy gets. It gets that nice burgundy coloring. I think it's super stunning and gorgeous, and just the pattern in the middle there, it's so pretty, and honestly it's grown so fast. So at the bottom here, this was actually sunburn when the sun ended up moving further down or closer to us, I guess, for the winter. Does that make sense? I don't know. The sun position changed and it burnt the bottom of this, but it's been fine otherwise. And yeah, it's not really growing inside this winter. Some of my succulents and cactus have been growing like all winter long, but I don't think this is one of them. But yep, just another Euphorbia that I really love, the Trigona rubra. This next guy you guys have seen fairly recently as well. This is my rickrack cactus, or if you want the proper name for it, it is Cryptocereus anthenianus. So yeah, that's my rickrack cactus. I really love it. It hasn't really done much growing for me yet, but you can see those are new growth right there, and this guy, and this guy. So yeah, I actually think it's going to put out some more little branches. If you can see this little notch right here, if it would focus for you, there it goes. I think that's going to be a new branch. But yeah, rickrack cactus. Next, I've brought over a couple of little guys. So this first one is my Opuntia rufida minima. So I also got this one quite recently. He is so cute. This guy is extremely pokey and spiky though, so just beware. If you get any of those tiny spines in you, they do stick and they really hurt actually, even though they're so small. but I just think this is, it's just so adorable. I really love how small it is, but I'm also curious to see how big these can get, because I'm not sure. I don't know if this is a species that stays quite small for like a prolonged period of time, or if it has the ability to get bigger. I don't know yet, but I really love it and I think it's super, super cute. Okay, this next one I actually don't know the name for. There are a few that I wasn't really positive on the IDs, and so I just didn't try. I think I could have found this one, but honestly I just never looked it up. But this is a type of Crassula, and it's a variegated type. It's just a little guy. I've got it in this cute little women's pot. But yeah, I usually don't really have much trouble growing out Crassula, and I just got this guy recently, so I feel like over the summer this is going to get a whole lot bigger. But yeah, if you guys know the exact name for this type of Crassula, go ahead and leave it in the comments for me. But that is that guy. This next one you also would have seen me haul fairly recently if you watched that video. This is the Matucana madisoniorum, I believe is how you say it. And I just love how the dark spines contrast with this like bluey green, I don't know, like washed out color. I really, really love this guy and think he is so cool. And actually, if you look closely at the top right here, it looks like it's thinking about blooming. So I will keep you guys updated on whether or not this does actually end up putting out this bloom or if it just dies off. But that would be kind of crazy to have this cactus bloom indoors in the middle of February. So yeah, this is just a super beautiful one. I'm super happy with it so far, and I am dropping rocks everywhere. The next guy is my Huernia zebrina, or Lifesaver cactus. So here she is. This guy doesn't actually have any rocks in it just because it's so tightly compact in this pot already, but you will notice this guy has started to push off new growth right there. There's more right here. Let me see. I saw some more. Oh, there's a little guy down in there. So he is actually fairly happy, even though it's living indoors and not in probably its ideal conditions. But yeah, it's growing for me, putting out new little growth points. And I'm really excited this summer to try to get this guy to bloom for me, to see that infamous Lifesaver bloom and smell it, because I hear it smells absolutely horrible. So I want to experience that for myself. This next guy is my Rhipsalis paradoxa. I swear I'm getting through all these newer ones. I haven't had this guy very long. These are newer growth, but I'm pretty sure this just, I bought it with that. But then there's also that small one in there, and I don't remember if it actually had that when I bought it or not. But I am super excited to see this guy grow out. If you've ever seen the really big, beautiful trailing ones of these, you'll know they're just really gorgeous, and they're quite big statement pieces. So I'm hoping we can get some new, really good growth out of this guy this summer as well. And then this next one we have is my Astrophytum myriostigma. So that is this guy. It is just so pretty. I love it. I'm pretty sure this guy bloomed a couple times for me last summer as well. And it's super easy, honestly, to take care of this. You kind of set it and forget it, give it bright light, and then just every once in a while you can come by and just give a light squeeze on these corners. If it has any give to it, that's when I water it. Or if it's like right now where it's hard as a rock, I just don't water it. So yeah, it's been super easy. I wouldn't say it's necessarily grown for me. I can't really tell. I think it has a little bit, because if you can tell, it's starting to kind of go this way, I think, stretching for the light. So I think it may have grown just a smidge for me, because it did used to be quite centered in this pot, and now it looks like it's kind of going off this direction. So these are definitely not fast growers. If you're in it for a fast growing plant, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you do just appreciate the slow growing beauty, then you absolutely need this in your succulent and cacti collection. The next ones I have in my collection to show you guys are my bearpaw succulents, or Cotyledon tomentosa. So this is my variegated bearpaw, and then here is my regular. These guys are just so freaking cute. One, they're completely fuzzy, and two, they literally look like little bear's paws. Like, just take that in. It's so cute. I love all these little paws right here in the front. They're so cute, and they seriously are the softest little things. So for the bearpaw succulent, it's a lot, not a lot, but similar to the Astrophytum I showed you, I just give these paws a little squeeze. If they feel really solid, that I'm not going to give it a water, but if they have some give to them, then I'll go ahead and water them. So they're just so cute, and they are still growing even though it is winter. You can see how those paws are kind of smaller that are coming in, and they're staying quite a bit smaller, and that is winter growth. But yeah, they are still growing throughout the winter, which is really cool, and they're just so freaking cute. So this is my variegated bearpaw, and let's see. Here we have just my regular green bearpaw, and I love them both to death. They're just so fun and so cute. Just look at that guy. He's so cute. I can't get over it. I seriously look at these guys probably once a day, at the very least, once a day. If you don't have a bearpaw, I absolutely recommend them. And if you are looking for they sell bearpaws at big box stores a lot of the time, but also if you're looking for a variegated bearpaw, if you look out and watch and check all of their succulent selections, oftentimes you can find the variegated version of the bearpaw just mixed in with the regular succulents at your big box stores. That's actually how I got this one, was just at a big box store, and this one as well, but those are commonly found there. But the variegated ones, you just have to stay on the hunt, and they will be mixed in. I promise you'll see one eventually. I've seen and come across them several times. So just make sure you're checking your big box stores for variegated bearpaws. This is my Pharaoh Cactus latispinus. I'm not 100% sure on the exact species, but I am sure it's a Pharaoh cactus. But this guy is so cute. He's so small. Honestly, it hasn't done that much growing for me, but I am noticing it's grown a little bit. And then also, if you notice in the front or in the top here, these little clusters are new spike clusters. So I'm thinking once summer hits, it's gonna hit a pretty decent growth spurt. But for now, it is just this tiny little guy. But I still think it's so cute, and I love the different colors on its spines. Other cactus, I, for the life of me, was not able to find an ID on it. So if anybody does have an ID, please let me know. But yeah, here is this guy. I'm really obsessed with it. I love that the spines are dark, and then there's also some lighter white ones. It's just so pretty. I really love the coloring of a lot of cactus. Like, they have a blue, like pastel green hue to them, and I really love that in a cactus or succulent or whatever. I just think it is so pretty. But yeah, I'm not sure on the ID on this guy again, but if you do have an ID for it, please let me know. Okay, next we have the domino cactus. I actually do have 2 of these because I really love them. I think they're so pretty, and they are extremely prolific bloomers throughout the summer. So its actual name is Echinopsis subdenudata. I'll put the name on the screen for you guys. But here is one. You can tell this guy is also kind of stretching that way. So it is growing for me. Just doing a little stretch. He's super cute. I love these guys. So there is one of them. And then here is my other one. He hasn't done as much growing for me yet, but it does, like I said, bloom really prolifically. And I love these. I think they're so pretty. I love the coloring contrasted with the little fuzzy domino-like dots on it. I don't know. I just love these. They're so cute. So pretty. I love my domino cactus. This next guy is a crassula. I'm never going to be able to say this name. Something Mesembrianthomoides Tinelli. So it's a crassula species. It almost looks like it's going to be fuzzy, but these are actually kind of hard and stiff. So it feels more like Velcro is the texture. And I swear these blooms just never die off. So these have been here for quite a while, and I was thinking about cutting them off, but at the same time it looks like the new growth is coming from up there as well. So yeah, I haven't cut them off, but I've also noticed that new growth is coming like in the middle. You can see that little cluster there, or right there's a little cluster. Like, it just seems like it can come from anywhere on this crassula, and I really like it. It looks really crazy and wonky and just weird, but I like it a lot. So yeah, that is my crassula with a crazy name, Tinelli. Once again, not positive on this ID, but I believe this is a Parodia arnostiana. So this is another guy. When the sun moved in the sky, it did get severely burnt or sun bleached on this side, but as you can see on the other side, it's supposed to be this really nice dark green color. He has grown a little bit for me as well, and yeah, I just, once again, I love how the spines contrast with the dark green color. It's just so pretty. And then along with a terracotta pot, you just really can't go wrong, guys. You can't. Then this next one, we have another Euphorbia. I think my camera got a little crooked. Is that better or worse? Okay, so next we have another Euphorbia. This is the Euphorbia amok variegata, or the Candelabra spurge is a common name for it. So here is this guy. He has put out a little bit of growth here just at the top this past summer. I really love the nice yellow coloring. I think it's really pretty. It's getting quite green on the inside, and I'm guessing that's because it's been growing indoors, but I'm hoping that once I put it back out in the summer, the new growth will come back more of this brighter yellow. So yeah, that is my Euphorbia amok. Okay, this next guy we have is one of my absolute favorites. I don't have an exact ID on this, but as you can tell, it is an Opuntia of some sort. So this guy I actually dug out of my Nana's yard. So I was actually over there helping my mom do some lawn work, and I just saw this growing in the yard, and I asked my Nana if I could have it. She said yes, and yeah, so I just dug it up. popped it in a planter, and here we are. So it's been growing quite well, and as you can see, it also does not mind growing in the winter time. If you can see, that's some new growth there and right there, as well as there's another little nub there. I don't know, it's growing pretty well. And look at all these, hold on. This is the bad thing about having cactus and succulents. If you see on my fingertip there, those are all little spines. Anyways, if you do have an ID on this guy, I would love to know. This is what it looks like a little closer up. I really love it. And it's even more special just because it does have some sentimental value to me. But yeah, that's another little Opuntia. This next guy is one of the classic. This is the Old Man of the Andes, or the Oreoserius celsianus. So yeah, you will see these guys all over. If you go to a big box store, they're gonna have one of these, but I really love it, and it's been super tough and hardy. This guy actually spent one winter in my garage, the entire winter, and it had no light. I did not water them once. It was before I was really into the cacti and succulents, so it's been probably a year or two. My love for succulents and cacti really grew this past year, but yeah, this did spend one entire winter in my garage with absolutely no water or light, and it survived. And that was actually, this and a couple other cacti, that was actually the reason that I got so in love with them, was because when I went to my garage and I was cleaning it out for the spring, I found these and some of them were still alive, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so resilient. So it really kind of sparked my love. So he does hold a good special place in my heart, and he has actually grown quite a bit for me. He's also going kind of meh, but I really love him. I feel like this almost looks like a pickle or a cucumber, but with hair. I don't know, I really love it. I just love cacti. They're so cute and interesting, and they're just awesome. I really love them. So this next guy, we have another Crassula. You can see here it's been beheaded a few times by my cat. Again, there at the top. She just loves messing with my succulents and cacti, and it really drives me insane. But this guy is the Crassula perforata, or some people know this as the string of buttons. Now this is just an insanely prolific grower in the summertime. If you pop a Crassula outside in the summer, they're getting plenty of bright light, but you're also making sure you're still watering them. They are going to boom with growth. So I definitely recommend, but I love the coloring of this guy. And if you see this, just like the other Crassula I was just showing you, it's starting to do like multiple branches from just random spots in the plant. Let me find another spot that I saw that was a good example of that. Oh, look at these guys. Just those tiny little clusters in the middle there. It's so cute. So I think this has the ability to get into a really quite a big bush, and I'm really excited to see it. But yeah, these are super easy and super fun to grow. That's the Crassula perforata. This next guy I actually don't have the proper name for. I should have looked it up before, but I didn't realize it didn't have a tag. But this is my copper spoon succulent, is the common name for it. It gets those really nice bright rusty orange colors in them, and this guy is actually still growing even in the winter. You can see those new growth in the centers there. So this is another one where it's almost soft, but then also has more of like almost kind of like a Velcro texture, not as much. I don't know how I would explain this one. Almost like a super dull sandpaper, but yeah, anyways, I just really love it. I love how it contrasts with the dark orange that's on the plant and then this like light gray almost. I don't know, it's very interesting. I don't remember the proper name for it, but yeah, this is my copper spoon. These next guys are my baby makers. So this first one, this is an Echinopsis tubiflora. So it's another Echinopsis, kind of like the domino cacti or Echinopsis, but it's a different variety. And yeah, first just look at that. I really love him. I love the structure of these, but then also if you notice, as I turn him around, there's a baby there. There's a baby right there. And there's two more babies right there, and there's actually another one buried in there. So yeah, and those babies have been growing even more throughout the winter. They were just little like knots probably around the time that I brought it in, and now they're kind of stretching out and growing. They look kind of funny, and I'm sure I could separate them and make them their own plants. Like this one, if you look down there, that's actually a root coming out of it. But I also kind of just want to see what this looks like when there are a bunch of babies growing out of it, so I don't think I'm going to separate it. But yeah, this is another really fun one, and this also has bloom for me as well. This next guy, I believe, is the Lobivia Hetrickiana dark red. So this does bloom really nice red flowers when it blooms, and this guy has been growing for me all winter long. You can probably tell it was probably around here, and then throughout the winter it got this nice exfoliated growth. So it is trying, but then also if you notice in the back here, she is working on all of these babies. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 babies growing right now. Again, I could probably, actually I think there's more than that. I found another one like buried underneath there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 babies growing off of it right now. And I could probably eventually separate these out, but again, I want to see what it looks like when they're all just growing together in a little cluster. So I'm guessing this guy, once spring rolls around, he's probably going to end up needing a repot. We'll see. I'm not sure yet, but that is that guy. And now you can see why I called them my baby makers, because they've got all their little babies they're growing. Okay, the last one on that shelf system, this is my Pachycereus marginatus, or also known as the fence post cactus. So this guy is just so stately and structured. I love him. So if you can tell where these spines get darker, that is about how big it was when I first got it, and now it has grown all of that for me. I love the tops of these. I just feel like it looks like a sculpture. Like, it's so perfect, and I don't know. I love it. There's not a ton I can say about it other than I really love it, and I know these can get huge, and I really hope one day mine gets huge. But for now, this is what she looks like, and yeah, I still love her nonetheless. And yeah, that's it for that guy, but it's so pretty. Okay, this next guy I don't actually have an ID for, so if you do know, let me know. But it is this guy. He's super cute and different than most of my succulents and cacti in my collection. I don't think I actually have any others that are growing like this. But yeah, I don't have an ID for him, so I'm not really sure. But I have noticed that throughout the winter, The summer it was growing this way, like this chunk it was working on this summer, and now this winter it's starting to grow out the side right here. So this is new growth coming out of these little bulbs that it's growing right there. So that's been really interesting. It has been really fun to see which of the cacti and succulents are okay with growing throughout the winter and still pushing out growth, even though I know they're not in ideal conditions. So here is that guy. I don't have the ID. If you do have one, please let me know. And this one, this is my variegated Crassula ovata, or variegated jade plant. So yeah, it's just a little variegated jade. I don't actually have a normal jade. I should probably get one, but I really love this guy. He's super easy. If you just see the leaves aren't very firm anymore, you give it a water. But yeah, it is trying to grow. If you can see in there, it's trying to grow, but it's really small and tiny. So I am excited to get this back outside, but I do love the striping and variegation on this. And once it gets a lot of light, it'll have kind of like a reddish pink like sun stressing to it as well. It's really pretty. But yeah, that's my variegated jade plant. Alright, next this is a Kalanchoe Melotii. This guy is so pretty. I love the blue grays to it. I love the leaf shape. It's kind of fuzzy. It's soft. It's soft, not fuzzy, is what I would say. And it's super easy. Like, I don't know. I probably water this guy about once a week, even in the winter. But it's so easy and it's so pretty. I love the leaf shape. And I don't know, there's really just nothing else to it. It is nice and soft. So if you do like to pet the leaves, you'd probably like to pet this one. And I don't know, I really love the leaf shape. It's just so different than a lot of like Kalanchoes. They kind of look like maybe like a squid or an octopus, their leaves usually. But this is just so different. I love it. So pretty. Next guy, I don't have an ID for. I do think it's an Opuntia type and it's variegated. Not 100% sure. But yeah, that is this guy. He's just growing insane. Like, he doesn't have a plan and he's not going by any rules by any means. If you look at the back of this piece, there's like nubs all over it. Like, so yeah, I don't even know about this guy. I don't know what he's called, but he just doesn't care and he just kind of grows in whatever he wants and he doesn't have a set form or structure. He's just doing his own thing. This guy is kind of heavy and I thought there was an ID in here and there's not. I think this is a Euphorbia type. Maybe not. I don't know. But just look at this. It's like a little bush. So usually this is, I'm trying to see if there's any left. I only see dead ones. There's a couple small ones right there. Usually this is riddled with little yellow blooms, and then the stems have like a purpley hue to them, and then with the green leaves, it's so pretty during the summer when it's covered in those blue or those yellow blooms and the purple really comes out in the stem. It's just one big colorful bush. It's getting quite huge, honestly, but I love it. I love it. I don't remember what it's called. It's covered in spines and thorns on the inside, so be careful. But yeah, there is that guy. Next up, this is my Cactus articulatus, or the paper spine cactus. So look at those guys. They're just little balls. They're so cute. And this is one of the ones that is actually growing in the winter. So if you look really closely right there, that is a new little ball that is starting to grow. So I'm really excited about this guy. Yeah, I have noticed that these little balls fall off quite easily, but if you see down in here, like I just set them back on the soil and they just root right back in. Like that's completely rooted, that one's rooted, like, so it's super easy and I really love it. These really do feel like a paper texture, so these spines aren't like pokey or anything or dangerous, but yeah, there's my Tephro cactus, or my paper spine cactus. Super cute and it's growing. This next one is my Echinopsis rigidissimus. I'll put the name on the screen, or also known as the rainbow hedgehog cactus. So this is the guy that comes in bright pink spines. Look how pretty that is. I love this guy, and you can probably tell I got this guy from a big box store. It had a fake flower glued to the top. So this on these sides around here, that's actually leftover glue that still hasn't come off, but you can tell that is how tall it was. It was just a little round ball when I first got it, and it has done all of this growing this past summer. So yeah, I found this guy at a big box store, so if you keep your eyes out, you can find one of these. Look for the pink spines, and it might have a fake flower glued to the top. So I would just pop that off as soon as you can. But yeah, it's actually still growing. You can see these new spines, they come in white, and it's super easy and growing really fast for me. Next, I am absolutely obsessed with this guy. So my friend started collecting Rhipsalis. I was looking for Rhipsalis for her at a nursery I was at, and I was getting her one of these, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get me one too because I really like the way it looks. And yeah, just ever since then I'm obsessed and I want all of the Rhipsalis. So this is Rhipsalis bassifera. Look at that. So freaking pretty. And if you'll notice at the bottoms, like this is new. We got little new growth right there. There's more up in the top here. So these are still growing even in the winter, and it's so cute. So it does have spines, but these aren't pokey. They're actually quite soft and they don't hurt, so that's awesome about it. And you can see when it gets bright enough light, it gets like burgundy purple on the tips. So pretty and so easy. I really love this, but this is a lot thirstier than your other succulents and cacti, so I probably water this guy about once a week as well. And then also, I've noticed, apparently I got a straggler in with it. I believe this is a Kalanchoe, like a mother of millions type Kalanchoe that's living back there with it. I figured I'll just let it live, see what happens. So he's still in there, but really it's my Rhipsalis bassifera that I wanted to show you. Once again, I've got another no idea. I think this is also an Opuntia type, but I'm not sure on the exact ID. All I know is that this was a really great grower for me last summer, and now that it is winter and it is inside, it's actually still growing. So if you can see that new guy right there, if it'll focus, there's a new one right there and another new one right there. So she is still growing. I really love it. So I'm not sure on the ID, but I think it's an Opuntia species that grows quite fast. So if you do know the exact ID on this, please let me know. I really like it, and I really like the structure that it's growing in. Like how that variegated Opuntia had no structure and it was just crazy growing however it wanted. I feel like this one has more of like a statue structured appearance, and I really, really like it. Then here we have another Euphorbia, and I thought this guy had an ID, but apparently I don't have one on him. So this guy started off right about there when I first got it, and it just put out this little nubbin at the top and is starting to put off a little branch there. So this is a variegated euphorbia of some sort, as you can probably see, but I don't quite remember what the name is, so if you do know, let me know. But it's super beautiful, and yeah, I love it. It also got some burn right there, but it's okay. Just a really pretty variegated euphorbia. On to one of my favorites in my collection. This is my Myrtilio Cactus Geometricin Monstrose. So this is in the same genus as like the booby cactus, which I don't have. I'm really upset about that, but anyways, this guy is so cool. He's so just thick, and I just love the color of it. And I don't know, there's not a ton you can say about cactus and succulents because they don't necessarily grow a whole bunch or do a whole bunch, but it's just their like simple beauty that I love the most about them. I think I don't know, I love them. I love them so much. Okay, I know this video is getting super long, so we're gonna try to get a little bit quicker with this. This next guy is my Patchy Sirius Shottii. It's so pretty. I know I've said that about all of them. I'm not really sure if this like white hue comes with aging, but as you can probably guess, this is the new growth that I've gotten this past summer. It doesn't have that white hue to it. I'm not sure how you get that, or if it's just something that ends up happening. I don't know, but I think it's really cool. I just really hope that it continues with this white like washing over it. I don't know, but I've also noticed that the spines are a different color as well. I'm almost wondering, I don't know if I got this at a big box store or not. If I did, I'm almost wondering if it was like sprayed with something to look a certain way. I'm not sure. I will keep you guys updated if it does start to get that like white washing on the new growth. But it's another one of my definite favorites. And this next guy, this is my Gymnocalcium Mihanovicii. So he is really cool. It gets really dark when it has a lot of sun exposure. It's like a dark red is what the color turns into, and it puts out these beautiful cute little pink blooms, and there's usually a cluster of a few of them at a time. So it did bloom for me quite a bit this past summer as well. So that is another really fun one and an easy bloomer. Okay, I grabbed a few small ones. This guy is new to my collection. This is the Euphorbia Valida. And that is what this guy looks like. So I actually picked this because I love the striping around the sides. It's just so cute, and I'm a sucker for like small round little cacti and succulents. I think they're so cute just in their little mini terracotta pots. I love them, so he had to join my collection. Just look at those stripes. It's so gorgeous and just striking. Really like it. This next one is my really sad, I think possibly dead, Euphorbia obesa. So if you could see, he's super wrinkly and not like a round baseball like it should be. It doesn't really feel soft at all, but I know it just doesn't look right. I'm wondering if maybe it rotted from the inside. I don't know, but I also can't like pick it up out of there, so it feels like it still has roots. So I'm just hoping it turns around this summer, because it has been hating me all throughout this winter, and yeah, I don't know how much longer he can hang in there, because I think he is on the verge of death. But that is my little pitiful Euphorbia obesa. And this next one is a big, huge new favorite of mine that I did just get recently. This is the Euphorbia polygona snowflake. So just Look at that. It's a white cactus or euphorbia, whatever. And I think it is just so pretty. I love it. I love it so much. I'm really excited to see how fast this grows and how it grows and just everything about it. So excited. I love that it's white, and it's like white and black. It's like a white and black cactus or a euphorbia. It's just, I don't know, it's just so unique compared to all the other ones that I have. So this guy is going to be super fun to watch grow and develop this summer. Okay, next we have my Astrophytum asterius. This guy is so pretty. Look at the white dots and the detailing on him. It is just so gorgeous and stunning. I used to have 2 of these, and the other one actually did rot away this winter. I was really upset about it, but I'm glad I at least have this guy still hanging on. Ooh, more rocks fell. But yeah, basically we're all just hanging on for dear life, trying to get through to the spring and summer. So we are hoping for the best. This is my Astrophytum Capricorn Niveum MG5S. I'm not sure, but it's an Astrophytum. And just look at that gorgeous spiral. So pretty, all the little white flecking again. It's just so stunning. Like, just look at that. That is gorgeous. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Next we have the quite infamous, this is the Trichocereus regesii monstrose, also known as the you-know-what cactus, peen, you know? And you can probably see why. So mine's a little wonky dude, a little crooked, and it's not a grower, I can say, because this has not grown at all for me. It has looked just like this the entire time I've had him. So I'm hoping that it will grow this next summer, but it has not so far. But yeah, that is my you-know-what cactus. I mean, look at the top. That, come on. Just come on. I mean, what else can you say? Next, we have my Astrophytus Myrostigma nudum. This guy was another victim of sun bleaching this past summer, but overall he's fine. Like, if you look on this other side, and this is another one where it was nice and like centered in the pot, and now he's kind of like turned and pushing up that way, you can see. So I think he's kind of growing, but again, with the Astrophytum or Astrophytus, you can just give them a little squeeze. If there's any give, then you can give them some water, but if they're firm, like this guy is rock hard, you're not going to give that any water for quite a while. This next guy is new to my collection, and I'm really excited about him. This is my Senecio pendulus inchworm is what it's called. And it gets bright orange red flowers, so that is super exciting. So I got this because it's like a purpley blue green just sea monster looking thing, and I just think he's so cool. This absolutely does not grow in a pattern or anything. It does what it wants, and it honestly reminds me of like Dr. Seuss. So that is why I got it. You can see on the tip there, it's starting to push out a little growth bud. This little guy is starting to grow. So I'm super excited to watch this grow and see all the different colors and the contrast with like the reddy orange flowers. This next guy we have, this is my Myrtilo cactus, Geometricans monstrose, and my cactus lights actually just turned off. That was weird. But this is those nice, beautiful blue cacti. I love it so, so much. I love it so much I actually have more. But this is what she looks like. Super beautiful color. And just so obsessed with this one once again. It's so pretty. He's really leaning that way. This is like the Leaning Tower of Pisa kind of moment going on, but super cool and pretty guy. Now this is another new Opuntia. You can probably tell why I liked it in the first place. This is Opuntia rufida, very round pad form is what it says. So this is another Opuntia rufida type, and just look at the light blue in this Opuntia. It's gorgeous with the really dark burnt orange spines. Are you kidding me? It's stunning. It's stunning. I love it so much. But again, Opuntia, these little tiny orange spines will get all in your fingers. So just be careful. But I am so in love with this guy. And I'm so excited to watch this grow. Now this guy might surprise you. This is actually a Rhipsalis pachytera. So yeah, just looky there. It is stunning. It looks like one of those jungle cactus types. I don't know what else to say. This is a newer guy in my collection, so I'm not sure on how well it grows, but it looks like these are all newer growth. You can see the different colors. So I'm guessing it grows quite well. And this is like still soft, not hardened off yet. I don't know. I don't know much about this guy yet, but I'm super excited to grow it and to have it in my collection. And I just can't believe that this is a Rhipsalis. Like I told you guys, I'm so getting into Rhipsalis now, so I'm excited to collect more. But just so cool. Yeah, this video is probably completely and entirely way too long, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you would like to, you should subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another video by me. I post tons of planty videos here on this channel. What else? Make sure you're following me on my plant Instagram as well as my personal Instagram. Those will be linked down below. And you can also follow and subscribe to my other YouTube channel if you just want more content by me and with my pets. There's Jojo asleep over there. Vixen's asleep right under me. Anyways, yeah, that is going to be all from me for today. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day or week or month or whatever it is for you. And I just really hope that I see you in my next video. So that's going to be it. Bye.